The UK border agency is at war with smugglers in the ports and airports.
You don't have to say anything.
Get that out of my face.
Coming up, officers in Manchester get massively high hits of drugs.
I mean, that's about as high as it goes.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you've never ever been in contact with cocaine?
Where are you coming from?
A cigarette smuggler gets aggressive when his stash is seized.
Move the camera, you understand?
You carry on like that and you find yourself in a cell.
And officers face a string of lies in Dover.
No cigarette, I promise. He's got his driver's laptop case. More cigarettes.
In Manchester, a flight has just landed from Jamaica. Sniffer dog Roddy is in operation on the hunt for any traces of cocaine. Roddy gives a clear indication on this passenger, and officers Liz and Kev step in to investigate.
You got a passport and ticket?
What's that?
Do you have a passport and ticket?
Yeah, travelling together, yeah? Yeah. You want to come over here? I'll have a quick chat with you then.
With over 1,000 cocaine seizures a year, border officers know that cocaine smugglers come in
Coming from
all
Jamaica.
shapes and sizes.
How long you been away for?
A week.
You been before? No? What do you think of it?
It's nice.
Is this the same bag you took out with you?
Yep.
Okay.
The officers take the passports and swab for signs of drug use.
Just got traces, quite high traces of cocaine off a gentleman's passport, so I'll ask him if he's had any contact with drugs, if he's used at all, and take it from there. Just on a quick swab of your passport, see if there's any traces of drugs on it. And there is traces of drugs. Have you ever used anything?
No.
Ever smoked weed or ever used anything stronger than that?
Not smoke, no.
No? Never had any sort of contact with drugs ever?
Well, not that, no.
Right, okay.
The man clearly states he's had no contact with drugs, but officers know from experience not to believe everything they're told.
Yeah, I just found a very small trace of cocaine. I've been swabbing around in his jeans pockets and things like that, so it's only a small one, but it's still a trace.
Liz's job now is to work out if he's a user or a smuggler.
You sure you've never ever used or been in contact with cocaine?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, if you have, tell me now, because it's a lot easier. No? Okay. Just found a very small trace. You see I've been swabbing your clothes and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's come from your clothes, so...
With a bit more pressure, Kev's suspect
Right.
begins to contradict himself.
Have you ever used drugs any time, even if it was a long time ago?
Yeah, I've used it before, yeah.
What have you used and how long ago?
Well, I don't want to discuss that because it's personal, you know what I mean?
Well, it's relevant to...
It's not relevant because I ain't got no drugs on me, so I don't answer that question.
I don't know that. All I can go off is
Well, you
the
can say
traces
you won't find no drugs.
that I'm getting.
Liz then swabs her passenger's suitcase, and the hit for cocaine is almost off the scale. The officers are now convinced the two suspects are carrying drugs.
That is out the bottom of your suitcase.
Now it's like that.
I mean, that's about as high as it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you're telling me you've never ever been in contact with
No.
cocaine?
Well, I've seen it. I've never ever lied or nothing like that in my life.
No?
No.
I've done inside your bag. I've got, well, I'll show you. Cocaine high. It's a really, really high reading for cocaine from inside your bag.
Yeah.
Now, if you use it every now and then, I'm not bothered. I just need to know.
I didn't use it, that's what I'm trying to say to
Right.
you.
But the officers need answers, or the search will need to go deeper.
At the end of the day, I need to know where the traces are coming from. If it's definitely not from you using,
Yeah.
I've got to think you might have something concealed on you or in you
You can search me
somewhere.
as much as you want, mate. I ain't got, that's what I'm told you. You can search, do whatever searches you want to do. Not to hide.
Okay.
I didn't, if I had something to hide, I wouldn't have said that I'd made that with him and I walked straight off and said
Yeah,
no.
fair enough. It's a fair comment. Yeah. All right.
But some background checks reveal that Kev's passenger has a criminal record for dealing heroin.
On CRO, supply heroin in 03, various theft, kindred drugs going back 5 to 6 years.
The officers now have proof that at least one of them is lying. At Gatwick Airport, a courier shipment has just arrived at the freight terminal. It's up to the border officers to ensure that any hidden drugs don't make it onto the streets. drugs dog Megan has been brought in to speed up the search.
We're just about to search some cargo from South America, or some DHL mail, from places like Colombia, Venezuela, things like that. So we're just waiting till they get all the stuff off the pallet, and then we'll let it go.
The sniffer dog's nose is 10 times as powerful as a human. But today, it's Officer Andres who spots a suspicious smell.
When I opened the box, there appeared to be a slight chemical odour coming from the box. Appears to be very heavy, this bag. There's all these unusual large buttons on them.
Highly suspicious, Andres calls in the expert.
Steve, do you want to just let the dog have a sniff of this?
Sure.
We're not trained to sniff it. It wouldn't be very good health and safety-wise.
Sniffing out smugglers is a job best left to the dogs, and Megan's indication on the buttons couldn't be any clearer.
Is that a good indication?
Yeah, that'll do.
But there's only one way to find out for certain.
Just make an incision, just see if there is anything in these buttons. We have seen it in buttons, yeah. They tend to put drugs in large buttons like these. Yeah, there appears to be a white powder inside there. I'll do a test on that just to make sure it is. Appears to have gone blue, indicating the presence of cocaine.
It's another hit for the freight team. With 3 bags all covered in huge buttons full of cocaine, it's a seizure worth tens of thousands of pounds.
Sniff it on. This particular package is going to a private individual in Spain, so we'll inform the Spanish authorities, and then they'll make a decision as to whether they want to do a controlled delivery on the premises or get a warrant to search the premises. Take it from there, really.
Nice job. Cheers, mate.
In Manchester, officers are still trying to find out why 2 passengers have triggered massively high readings for cocaine.
It's not something we're going to use. We're not going to go and tell the police this person's admitted doing this, that or the other. I just need to know why there's traces there. That's the only reason I keep asking you. I know you're probably getting fed up with it now, I keep asking the same questions, but I just need to know why there's traces there. That's pure, that's my job. I've got to, if I let you walk out of here with all these traces of coke and no explanation, my boss is going to say to me, well, you know, why have you done that? So that's the only reason I keep asking you.
Kev's suspect has admitted previous convictions for heroin dealing, but both suspects are adamant they've had no recent contact with cocaine.
Really? I'm getting really high traces off the case, higher than I've had off anything else, you know what I mean? I don't know why, you know, like off the bottom, that's like from underneath the lining. But I've x-rayed it, there's nothing.
My guy's been done for dealing Class A, haven't you, in the past? They probably excuse him, might have been out there organising something.
Liz re-x-rays her passenger's suitcase for any hidden concealments.
How long have you had it, mate? Yeah. Just getting really, really massive hits. That's where I've had the biggest hits for cocaine, and there's nothing there. It doesn't weigh anything, so.
I've just swapped these debit cards and it's completely off scale, absolutely right to the top for coke.
The officers are getting frustrated with the evasive answers.
When was the last time you used coke?
Months ago, I can't remember.
Right. Okay.
Kev's passenger has admitted using cocaine, but it's Liz's suspect who still says he's never touched drugs, despite all the evidence against him.
Yeah, because the dog indicated on you. I mean, that's the reason we stopped you. Want to be sure you've got nothing on you. We found traces of cocaine all over your baggage. You've denied use or contact with cocaine. You travel frequently. The trip was booked by somebody else. It's just one of our indicators. So the lads are just going to take you into a private room now and search you. All right.
Running out of possible causes, Liz examines his footwear. If he's a swallower, traces of drugs would seep into the shoe. But hits off the laces would suggest he's recently handled drugs while using.
And that's off his laces. You seen that off the laces? See, I've got a problem because I've really, really massive traces off your laces. There's nothing off, there's like a little trace, sort of like inside your shoes. Yeah. But off your laces, it's just like, it's almost all the bars again. It's like there's been loads of cocaine in contact. I mean, well, I mean, Inside, but like
Yeah.
I say, off your laces, I've never seen anything so high off laces. Obviously the concern is you might have something internally. If we were
Put scanner if you want.
you'd be alright with that, would you?
Yeah, I don't take note and I have brought note, but
Okay.
Jamaica a bit stupid this thing to bring somewhere.
Well, people do, yeah.
I know, but
So what about a urine test? If we did a urine test, what would that show us?
what, my intestines?
A urine test, you know, like a pee test.
Oh, my pee test.
Yeah.
A bit of cannabis.
Bit of cannabis,
Sure,
but
cannabis, yeah.
yeah, it does show cannabis, yeah, but no cocaine.
No.
A baffled Liz has investigated the massive cocaine hits as far as she can. With no hard evidence, the men are free to go.
No, for a fact you can't do all. I'm not being funny, but you don't find all of them. What can you do?
All right.
See?
Go home and burn all your stuff and
No, yeah, we've just been totally searched and they're saying we've got traces of cocaine in my laces in my shoes, but I don't have a clue where that could have come from. Cheers.
Thanks, Jet. See ya.
It's happened about 5 times before, so it's nothing new. But to find traces of cocaine in our shoelaces, that's a new one. But I don't know where the hell it could have come from.
Coming up, a cigarette smuggler gets aggressive in Manchester.
You got move the camera, but you understand?
You carry on like that and you find yourself in a cell.
Coming up, officers face a string of lies in Dover.
No cigarette. I'm Roman. What have we got here then?
We've got 14 cartons.
14? Oh, that's the result then.
At Manchester Airport, a flight has just arrived from Pakistan. Border Officer Richard is x-raying bags on the lookout for excessive quantities of cigarettes.
Looking at the screens, if you can see any cigarettes on these monitors here. There's quite a few in the bag that'll look fairly obvious. On a flight like this, we're expected to pull off anywhere from none to 20 bags full of cigarettes or partly full of cigarettes.
Passengers have a maximum of 200 cigarettes, and border officers like Az know to take nothing at face value.
There isn't any particular bag that will be specific to a type of smuggling. It's any type of bag. It's suspicious. We look at all types of bags, whether they could be more firm than others, then again they could be also quite soft. So it really doesn't matter on the type of bag.
Okay, we've got one here which is more or less full of cigarettes.
And for people hoping to smuggle tobacco, the X-ray means there's nowhere to hide.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 800 in that block there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 800 there. There's more lined up that way. There's more there. And this is similar. Not as obvious, but there's looks like cigarettes there as well.
The bags go back on the belt as Az heads upstairs to see who will claim the suitcases.
Hi there, sir. Are you travelling alone?
Yeah.
Just a quick X-ray of your bags, please. Where are you travelling from? X-ray your bags this way, please.
Az starts with some simple questions.
These all your bags?
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever been stopped by customs before? Have you ever been stopped by customs before? All right. The way to do it is by answering the questions, all right? Okay. Well, you're going to have to answer them. Go around and bring your bags over to the bench, please.
Officers often face angry passengers, and the man seems annoyed at being stopped.
Excuse me?
I'll show you this guy.
Well, if you grab the suitcase, then come over to the bench, all right?
The man's already angry, but things are only going to get worse when he finds out Az will be seizing all his cigarettes. In Dover, officers have stopped 2 Bulgarian lorries. Each driver is allowed only 200 cigarettes, but a quick search found over 1,000 in one of the cabs. Suspecting they're hiding more, both lorries will now be searched.
This one over here is the one that she's got the cigarettes. He's got his girlfriend with him. Because we're travelling together, same company, we're going to do this one as well. Because this driver here, he declared no cigarettes either, just some cigars. How good is your English?
This man lied about not having any cigarettes. The other lorry driver is adamant he doesn't have any.
Chef, how many is in here? In here? Cigarettes, how many?
No cigarette.
Sure?
No cigarette. I'm Promise. No cigarette.
But when you know where to look, the driver's lie is easily exposed.
What have we got here then? Big Jake?
Says he's got 14 cartons.
14?
Yeah.
Same place? Oh no. Oh, that's the result then.
Stuffed into the cab lining are over 3,000 cigarettes. With massive profits to be made, drivers use every available space to hide cigarettes.
He's already lied once. He said he had no cigarettes at all. You see, we found 15 cartons of each carton's got 200, so that's 3,000 in total. You know, he's lied once, so we'll continue our search of the cab unit to see if there's any more cigarettes in there.
But some of this man's efforts to hide his cigarettes are laughable.
Hello. Have you got any more in here yet?
I'm on the front, I took all ones at the front.
Yeah.
Lifted up the bunk and it's got a rubbish concealed, proper rubbish.
Is it?
It's just like little green plastic over it, something like that.
So there is more fags in there? Brilliant.
The officers suspect he's used the hidey hole before.
Oh dear.
Basically, all the food across the top, just that green plastic on top. Take that off, the green plastic and the cigarettes underneath. Very simple. Not very complicated. He just relied that he doesn't get stopped. And that's why it's got through.
With both lorry drivers having lied about not carrying any cigarettes, officers will be imposing a strict punishment.
But because he's used the unit to smuggle the cigarettes in, then as a punishment, he'll lose the cab unit. The only way he can get the cab unit back is he'll have to incur a fine. How we come to the figure of the fine is we work out how many cigarettes he's got, add them all up, and then we work out the duty on these cigarettes, what the duty would be equivalent in the UK.
For the drivers, it's an expensive lesson. And it doesn't go down well. Back in Manchester, Officer Az is also dealing with strong language from his feisty passenger.
Do you have any photo ID travel documents? Yeah, I do. Can I see them, please? Can I see them? How long were you away for?
3 months.
All right. What was the purpose of your visit?
Family.
I'm sorry?
Family business, innit?
Okay. I'm going to look inside your bags. Did you pack everything yourself?
Yeah, no, my uncle's.
Do you know what's inside the bags?
Clothes, innit?
All right. Has your uncle's packed it?
Yeah.
All right. Do you understand you can't bring any controlled drugs, indecent, obscene material, firearms into the country?
Yeah.
Do you know what your allowance for cigarettes are?
Huh?
Do you know what your allowance for cigarettes are?
Well, just do your job, mate.
Do you know what your allowance are?
Go on.
Have you got any cigarettes in here?
Yeah, I've got cigarettes in here.
How many have you got?
Tuna.
A tonner?
Yeah, tuna.
What's it, 20?
Yeah.
All right. Your allowance is only 200, okay? So you've got 20 sleeves. It's too many, okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the man's mood changes.
Do you work at the moment? Excuse me.
Yeah, tell to me
Look,
why is
look,
the cover on my face?
I'm going to do these bags,
yeah,
okay?
Tell the guy's a little
Right, well, there's no need to be like that.
Tell him to move then.
All right.
Move the camera over the stand.
You seen this here?
With the passenger getting aggressive,
Yeah.
Officer Gary steps in.
What do I do now?
Want me to read it here?
Yeah, go on, read
You
it.
threaten or intimidate the staff,
Yeah.
you could be arrested.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you carry on like that and you find yourself in a
Yeah.
cell.
All right, mate, no
So
problem.
you keep your mouth shut and they go with this, okay?
He was quite obstructive. He's not, I wouldn't say he's an easy passenger. He was quite obstructive.
So how much are you allowed? 200 or 400?
200. But because you haven't declared them,
200.
you won't be... Yeah, that's right.
But the man won't be leaving with his allowance.
You go over 200, you lose everything.
Yeah.
Once you exceed your allowance, you lose the right to an allowance. So therefore, today you'll be going home with no cigarettes. Do you understand that? No, that won't be going back.
What?
I've just explained.
Allowed 200 or that's 200.
I just explained it to you.
That's 200.
Once you exceed your allowance, you lose the right.
Everything.
If you let me finish. you
What a
lose-
wage just for like.
The man has exceeded his allowance by 5,000 cigarettes. He's not best pleased he'll be leaving with none.
Yeah,
5, 10,
25
15,
sleeves.
26.
26 sleeves.
26 sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now, what I'm going to do, okay,
What you're gonna do is what you're gonna do.
I'm going to get some paperwork sorted out for you and get you going, all right?
Keep happy, mate. Be happy and that.
All right.
Az tries to educate the passenger so he doesn't make the same mistake again.
This is a receipt to say I've seized 5,200 cigarettes, yeah? I'm also giving you a warning letter. Remember about bringing in large amounts of cigarettes. Here's a copy for your records. This is, hang on, I haven't finished yet, your copy yet. Too premature there. That's for you, the original. Here, listen.
Come on.
You keep going away.
What do I need that for?
This is information about what you bring in, and there's a right to appeal as well. If you wait 2 minutes, you can get that as well.
The man is eager to leave.
Thanks for your time.
But if he doesn't want cigarettes seized from him again, he'll need to watch his step.
We get all kinds of people with all kinds of moods. Some people are quite happy and quite welcoming to our customs officer. Unfortunately, this wasn't one of them passengers, you know.
In Dover, the drivers who swore they had no cigarettes have been well and truly found out.
No cigarette. And chef in here, no cigarettes?
No cigarette, I'm promised. I'm promised.
More fags.
In all, officers find more than 10,000 cigarettes in this devious driver's cabin.
This is the trouble, sometimes it can be quite a long, convoluted process because you have got to literally check everywhere. You can't rely on the drivers necessarily to tell you the truth at any point. Which is a shame, but obviously if we did start believing people, we probably wouldn't find it. So.
Smuggling cigarettes is a serious crime, and both drivers must now pay the UK duty on the entire amount. If not, their lorries will be seized and they'll be walking home. The first driver is forced to pay nearly £1,000 on the spot.
One of the vehicles has been successfully restored for £985. The other driver can't afford to pay. He says he's going to pay tomorrow, so therefore it's seized, stays in our care until he's paid. Simple as that.
When it comes to cigarette smuggling, officers don't mess around. The man will leave with no cigarettes and no lorry. The cash-strapped driver asked for a lift whilst making a desperate call to the bank. After a cosy night together, he's vowed to return in the morning to pay off his £1,800 fine. The Bulgarian lorry driver did return the following day to pay off his fine. He was given his lorry back and a stern warning.